Hey, this is Freddie Spells. We are live. What is up, everybody? Let me check to see, make sure that looks like I'm live. I'm going to actually check on my phone to make sure, and we will get started. So what's up? Hope you guys all had an awesome weekend. There's lots of graduations happening. I was at a graduation.
Live. I'm going to actually
there you go. Cool. So what's up? So welcome to your daily dose of awesome. Let me see if just checking my notes here, and we will get going. So, hey, this is Fernie Ceballos here, and today I want to share with you why implementing your upline's formula for success and taking their advice is likely going to result in miserable and humiliating failure, and what you can do about it to avoid that miserable and humiliating failure. You see, most of the time when network marketing is first presented and sold to new people, it's not only made to look easy, it's positioned in such a way where it makes people believe that if you just listen to your upline, follow the steps, and you'll have massive success as a result. Well, that's not how it works at all. Listening blindly to your upline is probably the worst thing you can do, and I can prove it. So, hey, what's up, Michael, Thomas, Eric? What's up, guys? So people are rolling in. So this is your daily dose of awesome. So you guys are interacting. Let me know where you guys are coming from. Drop me the city, the state, the country if you're plugging in from somewhere else. I'd love to hear from you guys. So like I said, so today I want to share with you why implementing your upline's formula for success and taking their advice will likely result in miserable and humiliating failure, and what you can do to avoid that. Most of the time when network marketing is presented and sold to new people, it's made to look very easy, and it's not only done that way, but it's positioned in such a way where it makes people believe that you just listen to your upline, follow the steps they teach you, you're going to have massive success. And that's not how business works. That's not how network marketing works at all. Listening blindly to your upline is probably the worst thing you can do. I'm going to show you why that is. So let's hop right into the content, guys. Let me know where you guys are coming from. Regina, Marilyn, Eric, Angeline. Hey, what's up? So, let me start with this. This is something that I've actually been preparing for the No Excuses Summit, and it was titled "What Are Entrepreneurs Paid For?" And I want to retitle this because essentially, network marketers are entrepreneurs. So, what are network marketers paid for? And so, what are network marketers paid for? Well, that's pretty simple. Entrepreneurs or network marketers are not paid to work; they're paid to get results. And in order to get results, you need to have certain skills. You can't get results without having certain skills. And these skills are acquired by learning, taking action, getting the result, and then evaluation. So again, learn, take action, get the result, and then evaluation. So how is this different from how most network marketing leaders train their people and have them implement their formula for success? Well, where most network marketing leaders fail is they fail to emphasize the evaluation part of what I just said. Again, learn, take action, get result, evaluation. It's almost an afterthought. It's not really emphasized in any teaching. In fact, it's probably not even mentioned because they're too busy selling the dream. They're trying to basically say, if you just follow the steps, you will become a millionaire or whatever they're saying. And so they tell you to plug into the system, which is the learning part. And sometimes they don't even tell you to do that. Sometimes, upline leaders will kind of leave you to your own devices when it comes to, figuring out what you need to do next. They tell you what to do, but they don't really tell you how to do it. So sometimes even the learning part is left out. But let's say for argument that you're being plugged into something where you're able to learn a few things. Then after you learn, you're supposed to put it into action, right? And by the way, if you've ever been left to your own devices in network marketing, drop me in number 3. If you've ever been told to do something but not really told how to do it in the course of your network marketing career, then drop me in number 3 because I want to see if you guys are getting this. And so where was I? I'm trying to find myself here. So they tell you to take action. So after you're told to learn something, study this, plug into this system, go through these videos, whatever. Hopefully you're at least doing that. They tell you to take action. And then once you take action, what tends to happen is you're going to fall flat on your face. And that's the result. You get into an argument with a friend or a family member about your business because you try to prospect them. You get rejected prospecting in the cold market. You name it. You guys can some of the things that you would describe as falling flat on your face. If you don't mind right now putting in the comment section what it is in a few just simple words, how have you fallen flat on your face? Like, what type of negative result have you experienced in your network marketing career? If you don't mind sharing, it's not a judgment thing. If you guys don't mind sharing, I'd like to know what, the results are in network marketing especially are not always pretty. They're not always satisfactory. Most of the time, especially if you're doing old school stuff, it's going to be it's going to be a pretty brutal experience dealing with a lot of negativity, a lot of people that don't support you. No recruits, no people to talk to. You run out of your warm market, etc. That's you take action and then the result is blah, this falling flat on your face. And so minimal sales, or you actually end up losing money. That's the result. It's like you take action and all of a sudden you're out all this money that you invested in tools, auto ship, etc. Like you guys, exactly. People not returning calls. So you take the action, you leave a message, you're following a script and then no one responds. That's the result. So there's someone saying too many issues to name. And so absolutely. So that's the result. So first we learn, then we take action. Then the result is most of the time we fall flat on our face. And here's the thing, that's normal. And that's not what's told to you in network marketing most of the time when you're getting started. Falling flat on your face is normal. And it's what you do afterwards that matters. And so then what ends up most of the time happening in network marketing is that they tell you to keep going. All those people you talk to are losers. So they identify the people that were negative, that gave you a negative feedback as losers, meaning their opinion doesn't matter. And they have a crappy or shitty mindset. You're the winner. You're the one that's in this business. You're the one that's taking action. Keep doing what you're doing. This is a numbers game. You're going to find people that are going to be as passionate about this as you are, blah, 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 blah. That's what you're told. And you go, oh, okay, the result is not my fault. The result is not my responsibility. And it's not my upline's fault either. He gave me good advice. It's just people suck. So that's what's perpetuated. Again, if you've ever experienced this in network marketing, drop me a number 4. If you've ever been told that the people you're speaking to and prospecting that have a negative response are losers or they label negatively in some way, drop me a number 4. Let me know if this is resonating with you. So here's the thing. If you really want to succeed, most of the time what happens is if you really want to succeed after you've been told this by your upline, you just pick yourself off the ground and you try again. And very likely when you try again, you're going to fall flat on your face again. You fall flat on your face again, still experiencing the same result or even worse result. And so after a few iterations of this garbage, most people would quit. And they do. And others will continue this iteration of failure, and they continue going for longer. So that's essentially what happened. And then it just becomes, really, really pathetic at a certain point. So you see, it's possible that your upline's advice or whoever's advice is being given here is garbage and it's their fault. That's possible. And if you're doing things old school with, old school network marketing with home parties, home meetings, etc., the upline or the organization might bear some responsibility for your failure and for not bringing you into the 21st century. Fair enough. They might bear some responsibility. But even if that's the case, blaming your upline still does not do you any good. And what ends up happening is because you learn something, you take action, you get a result, but you fail to do the evaluation part, what ends up happening is you tend to blame other people or you blame yourself. I'm no good at this. I suck at network marketing. I'm going to quit. Or you blame your upline. You push off the responsibility on somebody else. And in either case, it gets you nowhere. And so what I want to do for argument's sake is kind of take some pressure off of your upline. Let's instead assume that your upline's advice is actually pretty solid. So let's assume that you are working with an upline who's teaching you some strategies in the online space and social media, traction marketing, etc., and that their stuff is really good, or there's some other strategy that's working really well right now. And so let's take that responsibility off your upline. So he or she is teaching you some cool stuff and for building your business online or some other strategy that's really, really solid. Yet you're still falling flat on your face. You still keep failing, fall flat on your face, not working. So what's happening here is that you've never been taught how to evaluate. Heck, you're not even taught sometimes that you need to evaluate. You think you're led to believe, most people in network marketing are led to believe that the result is everything, that's where the process ends. And so what I want to show you right now is how it is you evaluate, because regardless of who your upline is, regardless of the advice or the feedback you're getting, whether you're learning attraction marketing, social media recruiting, ATM like John and Nadia Melton teach, or you're doing things old school, you're doing one-on-ones, whatever the strategy is, by evaluating what it allows you to do is it allows you to get closer to what's actually going to work. So an evaluation goes like this. Most of the time what people are doing, rather than evaluating, they're judging. They're judging themselves, they're judging their upline because, hey, you told me that there was going to be a formula for my success, and now it's not working. So I'm either going to judge you or I'm going to judge myself. That's it. Evaluation doesn't have any judgment. Evaluation goes like this. You ask, what worked? And you write down 3 things that worked about what you did. One of those things that worked might be that you actually took action, that you might have learned something new. You learned something about people. So that's what worked. So if you guys are excited about this evaluation part, drop me number 5, because this is very important. This is how you get closer to where you want to go, as opposed to getting frustrated and all negative and emotional, which gets you nowhere, or negative about somebody else who you're blaming for your lack of success. So that's no good. This is the process that's going to allow you to adjust every time you take action, so that your results are not a negative experience anymore. They're just information that allow you to get closer to your goals. And by doing this, it basically guarantees that you're going to get closer to your goals of what you want to achieve. It just guarantees, because you're evaluating and you make an adjustment, and this is how you do it. So what worked? List 3 things that worked. Again, one of those things that work can be that you took action, that you learned something about people's negative responses. They tend to not like it when you say, certain things. What worked? What did you learn? What did you pick up? What worked? Maybe you were doing things and it was going along smoothly, and then at a certain point, things took the wrong turn. Well, for the first part of whatever it is you were doing, things were going smoothly. And so identify that as what worked. Make a list of that thing as what worked. So you list 3 things that worked. That way you're always cataloging the things that are working for you, and there's always something that works, even if it's an abject failure. And if you're telling yourself, there's nothing about what I just did that worked, then you're in judgment. You're being stupid, and you're being emotional, and you're not able to objectively look at what it is that's in front of you. When you take your emotions out of it, and you're able to evaluate, and you're able to answer the question, what worked, then you're going to be more effective, and you're going to get closer to goals. If you judge yourself and beat yourself up or beat others up, then you're going to get nowhere. So what worked? Make a list of 3 things. The next thing is what didn't work. Make a list of 2 things that didn't work about what it is you just did. And again, it's not a blaming thing. Well, my prospect was an asshole. That didn't work. It's not that. Rather than perceive the negative feedback that you get from your prospects or whatever it is you're doing, rather than perceive that as a failure, perceive that as important, helpful information that you can take with you to make better choices or better decisions later. And so write 2 things that didn't work. Not 5, not 10. You guys can go crazy with what doesn't work about your life. 2 things. So make a list of 3 things that worked. Make a list of 2 things that didn't work. And then the last thing is write one thing, one adjustment to that process, that strategy, that technique, one thing that you might do differently. So what might I do differently? Write it down. When this process where you're doing a 3-2-1 process, what worked, what didn't work, what might I do differently? By the way, we do this in our business every time we have a major project that's finished. We're going to do it after no excuses. We're going to do it after every workshop, etc. We go through this exact thing, make a list of things that worked, that didn't work, what might we do differently. So, we're eating our own cooking here. And so one thing that you might do differently based on the answers from the previous two questions. So when you make that adjustment, now you're doing something differently based on the information, objective information that you received that nudges you closer to producing the result that you want. Guys, if this is helpful for you guys, drop me a number 7, give me a lucky 7. Let me know if this is impacting you in any way. Because here's the point. When you do this, regardless of whether you're being taught old school or whether you're being taught Facebook advertising or social media strategies, regardless of what it is you're being taught, when you're evaluating, you're able to move closer. You're able to make changes, incremental changes, based on information that you're observing, so that you're able to move closer to the outcome that you want. Granted, that's not to say that what your upline is teaching you isn't important. It absolutely is. And if you're doing things old school and going through this evaluation process, it still might take you a very long time to eventually get to the point where you're producing the desired result and having success. So part of the evaluation process might also be, do I really enjoy doing this? Do I enjoy having home parties and home meetings? Is that working for me? So what didn't work might be home parties and home meetings just don't work for me. I don't enjoy them. They take up a lot of my time. They take time away from my family. That's just not working for me. So you're not getting overly emotional, but you're saying that part is just not working for me. So what might I do differently? Well, I might go online to see what else is out there. So that's how the process works. And so what the list of things that you put down might be small, and there might be a little bigger. You can be talking about an overall strategy. You can be talking about an aspect of that strategy. The important thing is when you're going through this evaluation process, you're constantly adjusting, and every iteration is giving you new information. Every time you try something, gives you valuable new information that you can then take back, bring back to the next time you attempt it, and so that you can do a better job. And sometimes part of the evaluation process will tell you, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. This is not working, for these reasons. And make sure those reasons are not based on judgment or emotion, that it's just simply not something that works for you. And then what might you do differently? When you're constantly evaluating, you're virtually guaranteed success. Like you can't, if you're doing this evaluation process, you cannot fail. You're always going to be making adjustments that get you a little closer. If your goal is right here and you're over here, and you were taught to do something and it kind of got you over here, but your goal's right here, then you're constantly going to, you moved over here. Well, you can make adjustments so that next time you move closer this way and not this way. You can make little adjustments. It doesn't mean that the next time you do something, you're going to have a massive success as a result of using this evaluation process, but you're going to get closer, and then you're going to get closer, and then you're going to get closer until you finally achieve the result you want. So that's it for today, guys. This is the Daily Dose of Awesome. And if you are serious about this evaluation process, implement it into your business. A lot of you right now are using this evaluation process. What worked, what didn't work, what might we do differently in the online space. Some of you are watching this, you're brand new to Elite Marketing Pro. You have no idea or very little idea what attraction marketing is, but you're saying, wow, this sounds a whole lot different and a whole lot better. Or maybe you're not there yet, but it's a whole lot different than what I'm currently being taught. So evaluate it. Do you enjoy? Does it work for you to be doing old school strategies, prospecting strangers in public? Does it work for you to be approaching every conversation with an agenda, in the back of your mind? Does it work for you to be taking time away from your family to go to meetings, home parties, etc.? Or might you just do something different that still moves you closer to your goals, but removes what's not working for you in your life? So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully this was powerful for you, and I'll help you think a little differently. Notice that none of this was about blaming anybody else. hence the title. It's like why blindly implementing your upline's advice will result in miserable and humiliating failure, and how it's not their fault. Blindly following anybody's advice and trusting that it's going to work for you, operating with certainty as opposed to clarity, is always going to lead to failure. Almost always going to lead to failure. And the reason it's because you're not doing that final step, which is evaluating. So to sum it up, is you learn, you study, you take action, you get the result, and the final thing is you evaluate. Type in the comment section evaluation or evaluate, and we'll close this out. So thanks, everybody. This was fun. It took me a little while to prepare this, but I think it was impactful for you guys. And this is essentially a little preview of some of the stuff we're going to be sharing in No Excuses. How do you actually evaluate when it comes to your ads? How do you evaluate when it comes to your marketing? How do you evaluate when it comes to your copy? So we're going to go covering all that type of stuff at the No Excuses Summit. So take care, everybody. Have an awesome day. Bye, Julia. Bye, Michael, Jan, Cecilia, Eric, Tamara, Adele. Awesome. Take care, guys.